Welcome everyone, here's another video from the LPGPU2 project. I'm Jan Lukers, I'm a PhD student from TU Berlin, and I'm going to present you the TU Berlin LPGPU2 power measurement testbed today. And let's go through the different components. First, we have a laptop here that takes the measurements. Then we have measurement hardware here that actually measures the currents and voltages going to this device that is the Nexus player. It's an Android-based set-top box. And finally, we have a screen here that shows the output from the Nexus player. And now let's start the measurement. Now we start our measurement. Now we're first starting our connection by ADB to our Nexus player that transmits some data and allows us to control the Nexus player from the notebook. And here is our power measurement. It shows usage of around 1 watt while the Nexus player is not really doing anything. So, and then we are going to start a demo from Samsung that renders some text using the GPU. Now here we see our demo and we can configure it, but let's just start it with the default parameters. And here we are seeing our power consumption, and here we are seeing our GPU utilization. And now after this we are going to start another demo from Samsung. It's a demo for VR. Okay, now we are going to start our second demo from Samsung. Now we see that the power consumption is much higher than before. The picture that is shown is actually very similar, so the power consumption stays at around the same level all the time. That is maybe not that interesting, so let's move to a different demo. So now we see that we're back to idle and the power consumption has dropped again. And now we can run our CPU demo, our CPU benchmarks. So we now start our CPU demo. It's not showing anything on the screen, but it just runs code at different clock frequencies. Now we can see that the power consumption starts at a very high level because at the beginning the CPU benchmark starts with a very high CPU clock frequency, and then the power consumption drops because the CPU benchmark tries what happens at lower clock frequencies. And now we can see that every time our clock frequency changes, the power consumption also drops. This would continue now for a while, so we stop it. And then finally run a nice graphical demo. It's a commercial benchmark called Antutu. And then here we can nicely see the frame rate and see that within the frames the power consumption is actually changing, and the complexity of the scene also changes how much power we consume. So now the scene is slightly more complex, so the power consumption is even higher. We see that now all 4 cores are active. We can see this in these 4 activity factors here. GPU utilization is really high, so it's close to maximum. And now again, the scene is not that complex anymore to render, and the power consumption drops a little bit. Now a different test where we do off-screen rendering, so it's not shown on the screen, the rendering. Now we can see big power consumption spikes. Now during the loading the GPU is not active anymore and the power consumption has dropped. And our next demo. So this concludes this presentation, And I hope you enjoyed it and learned something about the LPGPU2 power measurement testbed.